lovelies. My name is Emily Surratt, and I am a therapist in real life, and I love recreational reading. Specifically, I'm a huge fantasy, sci fi girly, but I also have recently been reading a lot more cozy fiction and, of course, classics, fiction, literature, all of that. One thing that I had struggled with over a few years was when I was in grad school, we had to do a lot of textbooks, a lot of really heavy lifting reading, and so I wasn't able to recreationally read as much. And it's something that I've been really intentional about in 2025, and now I'm going to be intentional about in 2026. I watch a lot of Booktube and I am inspired by so many people out there. And I was wondering, what could I contribute to that community? I wanted to start a YouTube, but I wasn't sure what would be my little niche on the internet for that. And I had a lot of my clients actually tell me that I would be good at YouTube and that I should do a YouTube. And so I thought, why not try to combine being a therapist with being a recreational fiction reader? And so that's what this is about. As a disclaimer, this is not meant to be a replacement for therapy or psychological advice or anything like that. This is just my own opinion as a booktuber on the internet and someone who wants to kind of like share some really cool tips and tricks and maybe bring a little bit of a mental health perspective to the books that we read. So get therapy through a therapist that is seeing you personally, but hopefully some of the things that I talk about, maybe some of the techniques, will be of interest to you. So right now I am reading The Keeper of Magical Things. This is a book by the author of probably one of my favorite books of last year, if not my favorite, which was The Teller of Small Fortunes. So The Teller of Small Fortunes was a book that I kind of picked up on a whim. I was having a really hard day that day, and I went to the Half Price Books near me. It's a used bookstore, and I picked up a copy. And I took myself to a park, and I made myself sit in the park with no phone for about 3 or 4 hours in the shade because I live in Texas and it was a little hot. And I just really dug into that book, and it was so meaningful to me. It's a story of found family. There's, of course, fantasy elements and all of that, but really at its core, it's a cozy story about found family. And I have struggled with the idea of blood family versus chosen family a lot in my life. Some of my blood family is also chosen family for me, but a significant portion of my family falls into a family that I don't really talk to as much anymore. They have very opposing views to me. They are, in some cases, toxic, and in some cases, we just don't have a lot in common. And I'm not one of those that finds, with my very limited time, that I have that commodity to spend on them. So, with that being said, I really identified with that chosen found family element of The Teller of Small Fortunes. And so when I saw this on a bookstore shelf recently, I just had to pick it up, and I'm maybe 3/4 of the way through it right now. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's not quite to that level of The Teller of Small Fortunes, but that doesn't mean it's not a super good, cozy read. But I'm so far enjoying that aspect. One thing that I wanted to share with you guys, just kind of a therapy technique that I'm using, but also just bringing it into my personal life with my friends, is instead of setting a goal or a resolution for the new year, which we all know that we're pretty bad about keeping usually within a month or two, or at least I am, setting a word that you want to define or bring into or shape your new year around. So that's what I'm doing. This is my second year trying that, and this year I'm picking intentionality. I really want to be more intentional in my relationships with people. I want to be more intentional in the book choices I make, in the way that I consume literature, and honestly, starting this YouTube channel has been something I have been thinking about for the past couple of years, and I keep putting it off. I keep talking myself out of it. I'm nervous because I don't really understand the editing aspect of it, even though I watch booktubers and YouTubers in general talk about it. I just personally don't come from a generation where we even had a computer in the home for most of my life growing up. But I am fortunate to have a child who is 18 and understands this stuff a lot more. So we have come to a deal that once the channel is monetized, they will get a decent cut of it for being my editor, maybe helping me with some of the social media things, and I will get to read books and talk to you guys about books. Now, full disclosure, this video is not going to be edited because it was a little spontaneous. I have a couple of client cancellations right now, so you can see I'm in my office right now. This is my weighted plushie that a lot of my clients use. But I was sitting here and I said, you know, if I keep saying tomorrow, it's never going to happen. So I am challenging myself to upload this completely unedited, a spontaneous video to you guys in the hopes of getting this project started. I know it takes a long time to grow YouTube. I know that there are a lot of aspects that I still don't understand about it, but I did want to come on and be possibly a different voice in this space that already has so many beautiful voices out there. I am going to try an upload schedule of once per week. We'll see how it starts, especially in January, as I start to try to be confident enough to do this. I'm a perfectionist, and it's something that I have been working on really actively since grad school and even during grad school, because I had heard this phrase to the effect of that perfectionism is the enemy of success. And that's really been true in my life. I'm so afraid that if I do the thing and it's not perfect or people don't like it, that it won't succeed, and therefore I just won't do it. It's something I've really been working on. And so this upload is also a little bit of me challenging myself and my perfectionism and saying, you know what, we're going to upload our first unedited video. We are going to just introduce ourselves, talk a little bit about it. I'm very interested in anything that you think that a therapist could bring into the space of Booktube. So again, very cautious to say I'm not giving therapy advice, just talking about things from my perspective and with the things that I've learned over the time of being one. But I would love to bring that aspect and answer questions, or do some deep dives into maybe some of the books and content that I've loved, or maybe you guys have liked and want to see just from a therapist's perspective what they thought of that content. But definitely in the comments, please feel free to tell me anything that you think could be helpful or interesting moving forward for you guys to hear about. If you even think this is a good idea, that would be great. Now, I will be honest, because I am a therapist, I'm all about constructive conversation and being able to have a positive space. So while I enjoy discourse, and in fact, I really think that's a great thing to have, please have that in the discussions below. But just know that if I see anything that I think crosses the line into toxicity, or I think there's anything that could really be mentally harming for anybody, I will be policing that and deleting any of those videos or comments, because I don't think there's any space for that in my life and in my channel. So just know that it's okay to disagree with me, with anybody in the comments, but we have to do it respectfully and politely, because that's part of being mentally healthy. So yes, thank you for letting me introduce myself to you guys. Please click the like button if you like this. Subscribe. I know you haven't already because this is my first video, but please subscribe. And drop comments. I'm really open to your thoughts and anything that you think could be helpful. All right. Well, thank you so much, lovelies, for letting me speak to you today, and I will hope to have another video up by next week. Bye-bye.